Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. I want to talk about the impacts of reorganisation and devolution, if I may. So I'll try to fire through two and then come to the third in a bit. I've always thought your priority was housing, delivering housing targets, something that I agree on. But doesn't reorganising councils distract them from delivering that housing target, particularly them agreeing their local plan? Local authorities can either deliver that 1.5 million or they can reorganise. Do you think they can do both? Isn't it counterproductive to risk trying to make them do both? And secondly, on social care is the elephant in the room on local government finances. With the government review into social care and funding concluding in 2028, councils generally underfunded now, and a decent chunk of them are going to be restructured in that time. How do you think councils are able to cope with those three challenges at once?
Well, I think what it can do is it's an opportunity to do that. I think actually part of the challenge back is that by working rather than pitching against, but actually collaborating, working together, you can meet that. So I alluded to it in terms of, two different boroughs could have local plans that integrate with each other that can deliver their joint housing targets. So if you've got 10% of the land in one local authority, 30% in another and 40% over this way, then you could end up in a situation where you haven't got that in your local plan or it isn't delivering, whereas if you can combine together with your local housing mandatory targets, you could actually deliver a bigger infrastructure programme that delivers the housing and the infrastructure, so you can combine your efforts and deal with those problems. And so I think that the reorganisation is quite critical to get the mass in order to deliver some of these really big challenges that we face as well. So the challenge back is, I would say that it could be an opportunity. Yes, there is always threats with opportunities, but I actually think it's the way forward for them to gain more powers from the centre, for them to be able to deliver at scale on some of these issues, which is around housing, you're right, but also around social care as well, because social care and primary care services and the interface between primary care and the NHS, I think being able to look at it in a bigger area actually will be able to deal with some of these big ingrained challenges that you may face that you couldn't do at a small sort of unitary level.